Hey dudes, welcome to Splat from the Past, the only 80s themed horror and sci-fi show where things can get totally radical. Now today, I will be welcoming back one of my favorite people in the entire world, and I don't say that lightly, Terry Bolo, the queen of bit parts. You maybe remember her from Carrie, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, Big Wednesday, Private Benjamin, Airplane 2, Oh God 1 and 2, and that's just a few. And I'm having her back on the show today. We met up in Los Angeles a couple of weeks ago, and we had lunch at the Rainbow along with my mother, and it was a great time. Gonna talk today, reflect on that, reflect on other things that come to mind, like the trip and stuff. So, here is my new interview with Terry Bolo.
Hello.
Hey, Terry, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. How was your Easter?
Oh, well, I had to work. But I wore my bunny ears.
Oh, that's cute.
And then I did a walking tour. One of our guys, Brian, does these walking tours called Behind the Boulevard.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not all the, usual stuff you hear about in Hollywood. It's kind of, like on the down low, behind the scenes, just the underbelly, so to speak. And so we did that tour. And then went and ate afterwards. And so it was nice. It wasn't very Easter-y, but we had fun. What about you guys?
God, it was pretty weird. My brother had gotten some bad news on Friday concerning his divorce. He had to go to court and stuff. And so him and my mom, they were zombies all weekend because it was just really stressful for them.
Oh, well, that's too bad. I'm sorry to hear that. God.
Yeah, I was just sober me and, I was stressing myself, but not as bad as they were,
Yeah. I know. Family stuff, yikes.
Yeah.
It's not pleasant, have to go through that. It's not everybody can amicably separate.
Yeah, I know. It's also Saturday was 420.
Oh, right.
I'd never been able to know the significance of 420 being the day that everybody celebrates marijuana, because 420 is Hitler's birthday.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right. And it was the Columbine killing, too. Well, you know how the story started with 420, don't you?
No.
It was just a code word that, I don't even know where it started, but college kids, I guess, it's like they would all meet somewhere at 420, like after a class and smoke pot. And so it was just like this, hey, 420, 420, 420, and so it just meant, started to be a thing. And, if somebody's 420 friendly, that means, they smoke pot, or they don't mind if you smoke pot, or, yeah. So, so then the date, became like a ersatz holiday. But 420 actually refers to the time, 420 in the afternoon.
Wow, that's clever.
That's how I heard it.
That's clever, though. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, it started out as time, and then it became a date. That's really clever.
Yeah.
Wow, I did not know that. Yeah, so me and my mom, we had a pretty interesting vacation over there.
Looks like you had a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, to me, the most fun was meeting up with you.
Oh, thanks.
I mean that.
No, that was fun. I told you I forget about going there, so I was, really excited to meet you guys there, because it's just like I forget, to go there. Like when I'm trying to think of a place to eat, it doesn't pop into my mind. I think just because in my past, to me, it was always a place to go dancing.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun and stuff, even though my mom dominated the conversation. I know, I do. I'm very lucky overall with what I have. But yeah, I mean, she did that with everybody we met up with, but luckily they all liked her, so I have nothing to complain on that end.
Yeah, she's a sweet lady.
Mm-hmm. And I also I remember we were talking a lot about the sketch comedy and improv groups and stuff.
Huh?
One thing I wanted to ask you that I had forgotten was, do you know the cast of Bullshot Crummond?
No,
Yeah, there was a stage play up in San Francisco that toured all over the world back in the 70s, and they actually had a performance they taped for PBS, which is on YouTube, and it's hilarious.
I remember hearing about it, yeah.
Yeah, there's a parody of Bulldog Drummond.
And who is that?
That's is a comic strip in England.
Okay.
He's a war hero, and they found out that they figured out this clever way to satirize it and give it like a 70s irreverence to it.
Yeah, I never did see it, but I remember hearing about it.
Yeah, and one of the guys who wrote it was actually a passenger in Airplane 2 also.
What?
Yeah.
Somebody was in it, was a passenger in Airplane 2?
Yeah, Ron House.
No. Ron House?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I know him.
Yeah, he was the bald guy with the glasses who opens the window and the wind comes.
Oh my God.
Because he was throwing his cigar out, yeah.
Uh-huh.
He actually died about 5 years ago or so.
Oh. Uh-huh.
But yeah, him and the girl that was in the play, Diz White. Diz White, she was like the Carol Burnett of England. She was one of the pioneers of starting sketch and improv comedy in England back in the late 60s.
Oh, awesome. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm trying to get an interview with her, and I haven't heard back, but it would be great to, because, yeah, I'm finding about them just recently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I should try to watch that. It sounds really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they actually made a movie out of the play in 1983, which I remember hearing about, but I didn't connect the two. And I want to see that movie. I'm probably going to buy a copy of it off of eBay eventually.
Mm-hmm.
You know. But yeah, I mean, that was just a magical time for all comedy, in the 70s.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was great. And there's always something going on at the Comedy Store, and, with all the people up and coming. I mean, everyone from, David Letterman to Robin Williams and Jay Leno and Bobcat Goldthwait. And, I mean, it was just all these great, great people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Roseanne, of course. And, yeah, it was an exciting time.
Mm-hmm.
Like the peak of the comedy era, here in LA. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, there's a group on Facebook. I don't know if you've seen it. It's dedicated to the sketch and improv groups that were performing at the Comedy Store in the late 70s, early 80s.
Oh, well, the Comedy Store players had Robin Williams and Taylor Negron and my friend Cynthia Seghetti, who also was at the Groundlings and became a teacher. And, a lot of Betty Thomas, who later went on to Hill Street Blues and then became a director.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of interesting people in the Comedy Store players, definitely.
Yeah, I'm looking at all these pictures. One guy I did not know did sketch and improv that I was surprised at was Bart Braverman.
Oh, uh-huh. Yeah, he was in the Comedy Store players.
Yeah, I had no...
Yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea. He's a really talented actor and really funny guy, though. But I didn't put that together with sketch and improv with him.
Yeah, because I think he did stand up, and then also he was an actor too. He
Vegas.
did regular roles. Uh huh.
Yeah, he played Bobby on Vegas. And I actually know an actress who actually was directed by his brother in a TV movie, and he was in it too.
His brother? Who's his brother?
I think his name's Charles Braverman.
Oh, uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember his name. Andied about.
Yeah. And this actress, too, the funny part is, every movie she was in the 80s, she was naked, right? And this TV movie of the week was ABC, and they actually shot a scene that was edited for obvious reasons, where she was naked, and they released it on video, like, years later and stuff. And I saw it, and I was like, God, was there anything she did in the 80s where she wasn't naked?
Who's that?
Barbara Crampton, horror movie actress.
Oh, I don't know her.
Yeah, every movie she did in the 80s, she was naked.
That was the thing to do.
I know, she said that too.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, but we went to the Comedy Store later that night after we saw you.
Did?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And Argus Hamilton did a very touching speech at the beginning where he was talking about Mitzi.
Oh my gosh. He used to be my neighbor. He lived next door to me.
Oh, I did not know that. Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been wanting to come on the podcast, but he's been really busy because he just started doing a talk show at the Comedy Store that's on YouTube.
Oh, uh-huh.
Where
He's a really nice guy.
yeah, and he's so funny. Every day he's posting one-liners on Facebook. I mean, that guy, he is dedicated.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just amazing, you know. But yeah, I mean, he delivered this really touching speech. And then all these great comedians came on and stuff. And my mom, she had a little too much to drink, so she was heckling a lot of comedians. But luckily they liked her. They didn't throw her out.
Oh my god. Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, but there were some good ones there. But she didn't know that it was a showcase. She thought that it was an open mic, and I was like, "No, Mom, open mic is on Monday nights. It's just Thursday nights. It's a professional showcase, and if it sounds like it's an open mic, it's because they're doing new material for the first time."
Mm-hmm.
You know, and she didn't get that, but that was a lot of fun. And then of course Monsterpalooza was a lot of fun. And meeting Paul, I spent 2 hours and 30 minutes in his line, and it was well worth it.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, that's a dedicated fan. Were some of the other lines that long too, or was his the longest?
I believe other lines were long too, but I wasn't in those other ones. But he was the one that I really wanted to meet the most. That was super popular, and yeah, there was a lot of people in that line. They had all these cool merchandises for him to sign and stuff.
Oh, uh-huh. And he did it. Just sat there, right, signing stuff and taking photos, and I know.
Yep.
He's a good guy. It's just amazing that his popularity has lasted all these years. It really is.
Yeah, I know. He's probably the most successful groundling. I mean, not counting all the ones who made it on Saturday Night Live.
Right. Or from the early days. Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And yeah, I mean, I showed, I had your pin on, and I showed him, and he was like, "Oh God, Terry is just a lovely person. I adore her," he said.
Oh, how sweet.
Yeah. And he was telling me that your aunt had a role in Pee-wee's Big Holiday.
Yeah. She was the one, I don't know if you remember, the guy had the gag of the grocery bag on top of the car.
Yeah.
And she is a passenger in traffic and yelling at them that he has the groceries on top of the car. So she's yelling out the window, "You have a bag of groceries on your car!"
That's That's awesome. Yeah.
That gag salesman. I said to my friend, "That's my dad." He goes, "Oh, really?" I said, "No, not the actor." I said, "That was my dad. He had a novelty business. He sold stuff like that to stores." Gag salesman. Yeah, it was my dad. We had the fake puke. We had the melted ice cream bars. We had the snakes in the can of nuts. We had the bee in the ice cube. We had all that stuff.
Yeah, it's just like Mario's shop in Pee-wee's Big Adventure. You know, he had the boomerang bow tie, the candlelight glasses, the stink bomb, the trick chewing gum.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have these stores in the Bay Area called the House of Humor with all that stuff, and I remember going there when I was a little kid. They're still around. I bought Halloween costumes there in adulthood, but when I was a kid, I used to buy all that stuff and pull gags on people.
I know, that's so funny.
Yeah. The owner of the House of Humor, though, what a jerk. Oh my God, he's always paranoid that someone's stealing stuff. And it's like, okay, you got cameras all over the place, everyone knows it, but just like he's always got to go up to somebody and just harass them, you know? He's paranoid. But yeah, oh my God. So yeah, the whole trip overall was just a lot of fun. And I never wanted to leave. I actually cried a little bit as we were leaving your shop and going home. I was crying a little bit.
Oh, yeah, it's hard to leave sometimes. I know that I had some other friends visiting a couple weeks before you guys, and they're from Australia, and they were just having the best time too. They were hating to leave too. I know.
Yeah, your shop was pretty interesting, I have to say.
Yeah, I know. It's just a culmination of many years. You know, Scott, my boss, he's just been collecting that stuff since he was a teenager, really. You know, he's always been interested in death and crime, and he loves Hollywood celebrities. We're going to have a big in-store party celebration on Mother's Day for Liberace's birthday.
When's his birthday?
I guess his birthday's May 12th. Same day as Mother's Day.
Oh, nice. May 12th.
Uh-huh.
That was also George Carlin's birthday.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Wish we still had him.
Oh, God, I've been watching him a lot the last few days because it's been a while, and I was just hysterically laughing and thinking about how much fun he would have nowadays with all the stuff that's going on in the world.
Oh, my God. Oh. Yeah, I really miss him. You know, there's people like him, when they start talking about stuff, it makes you feel sane, you know, that you can laugh at all the stuff that's upsetting that's going on, and, you know, at least he can make you laugh about. I feel that way about Bill Maher. Whenever I watch Bill Maher, it's like a relief.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can laugh about, you know, all this crazy stuff.
Yeah. Oh my God! The one thing that made me a little unsettled when I was in the museum in your shop was Jane Mansfield's car.
It is upsetting when you first look at it. It really is. I remember my first reaction, and yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it just makes me think about my accident.
Oh my God! Well, of course, Tommy, it's a trigger.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God! Even more so, definitely. I'm sorry that you had to go through that, but
it's okay.
No, it's a trigger. Yeah.
It's okay. I would have felt the same way if I saw Al Capone's car.
Mm-hmm.
And at first I thought that was James Dean's car, and then it was Jane Mansfield. I was like, oh wow,
Somebody does have James Dean's car.
Oh really?
And no one knows who, but it's out there. In somebody's private collection. It's stashed away in their garage or something. I don't know. Why wouldn't someone want to put it on display?
I have no idea.
see it. But no, it's just in private hands.
Maybe it's out of respect from the actor studio because he learned his craft there, and all of his friends are like, nah, don't do that to him. Don't make that his legacy,
No, that could be too. Someone just didn't, like the spectacle of it,
Yeah. And I went on Yelp and read some reviews of your shop, and surprisingly, there was only one review that mentioned you and mentioned what a nice person you are.
Oh, that's sweet. Thanks for telling me.
Yeah. Just one review. I couldn't believe it out of the couple hundred there was there, because there was a lot of reviews of that place on there.
Well, they don't come to see me, so they're talking about the tour and what you see on the tour and stuff like that. But, that's nice. I mean, I remember a while back, my boss told me that they had read some nice reviews about me, too. So, well, I appreciate that.
It's a tourist attraction, huh?
Yeah. Well, sometimes the guides will tell people on the tour that I was in Pee-wee's Big Adventure and Carrie and Airplane, and it mentioned a few others. So then they come back in and look at me like I'm a movie star, It's like, can I take your picture? I'm like, sure. And I think it's really funny because they don't even have to see my name. they just want to take a picture with me. Like, okay. That girl. I'm that girl. I'm that girl from Carrie. Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Big Wednesday, and speaking of Big Wednesday, I'm going to Jan Michael Vincent's memorial service tomorrow night.
Oh.
Out at Duke's in Malibu.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great little restaurant. It's named after the surfer Olympic swimmer Duke Kahanamoku.
Mm-hmm.
He's credited with bringing surfing to the mainland, actually reinstating surfing because the Hawaiians used to surf all the time, but then the missionaries banned it.
Mm-hmm.
And so then they would sneak out and do it, and then Duke kind of was instrumental in popularizing it and bringing it to the West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to all meet up there, all the people from Big Wednesday.
Wow. Yeah, that was sad. Oh my God! I mean, he was.
Well, I'm surprised he lasted as long as he did. Really, he was so broken down.
Yeah, me too. I'm surprised. I remember seeing him on the Howard Stern show back in like '96, and he was just all messed up. I was like, he's not going to last too long, and then he lasted another 23 years.
Unbelievable. I know. And I mean, he was doing a lot of drugs at the time and everything, and I didn't get too close to him. He was kind of off doing his own thing, and everybody else was mostly hanging out with the other surfer actors, and Sam Melville and Daryl Fetty and the other people. We were all partying, and it was kind of like the party that lasted 10 years, until Sam Melville died. That was a shock.
Yeah. I heard.
Yeah, go ahead.
I heard John Milius was having health problems.
Oh my God, Tommy! I went and visited him within the last couple of years, I guess. Maybe a little over a year ago. Daryl Fetty and I went to see him, and another friend of ours. She was the still photographer on the set for Big Wednesday, and he can't talk. He had a stroke, a massive stroke, and he has a caregiver, 24-hour caregiver, because he can't read, he can't talk, he can't write. I mean, he's mobile, he can walk, and he can get around, but he needs a helper, and his caregiver can pretty much anticipate his needs or what he wants. He can only say a few words. He can say yes, and he shakes his head, and it's so difficult. It was hard to try to visit with him because you're doing all the talking. And then he goes yes, and you can say, oh, remember this, remember that, and oh my God, it's horrible. A man with that talent and that brain, he can't write. I mean, I asked his caregiver, I said, can he relearn? And he says that they think that he's just reached a point where he's not able to anymore. That he probably won't get any better.
Oh.
It's just horrible.
Yeah.
It's like being trapped. It's like being in a prison. Not to be able to express yourself.
I know.
I mean, if you can't talk, at least you could write. You can't write. You can't. It's terrible. He's a writer.
I know.
You can't even dictate to somebody.
I know.
No, it's terrible. Yeah.
It's
I
like.
don't know if he's going to be there tomorrow or not.
Yeah, it's like when Gene Kelly, couldn't dance anymore. It's like his identity was gone.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that. It's just terrible, I mean, I do many things, I mean, I write, I tell jokes and all that stuff. Like, if I lost any of that stuff, I don't know what meaning of my life would be after that.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what he does every day. I mean, oh well.
Yeah.
He left some good movies, and he was a ghostwriter and a script doctor on a lot of stuff too.
Yep.
Like Robert Town.
Mm-hmm.
People would go, help, fix this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, God, he did, some of the Dirty Harry movies, and he actually came up with the line, "Go ahead, make my day."
Oh, uh-huh.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that, though.
Yeah. And the John Goodman character, Walter Sobchak.
Yeah, in The Big Lebowski.
Was supposedly based on John Milius.
Mm-hmm.
if John Milius went to Vietnam.
Yeah. That's such a good movie.
I know, me too. We just had a Lebowski fest here. I didn't go. The last few years, I keep thinking, I should go, but I don't know anybody who to go with. But I should just go by myself sometime, because it would just be so much fun to see all the costumes and everything. And it's just such a fun thing. Such a great movie. I love watching it over and over.
Yeah, that's a good movie. Yesterday, in the mail, because I ordered this on eBay, I got a rare clamshell VHS of Oh God Book 2.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. I was the only other person in both Oh God movies besides George Burns, because I was working in casting at Warner Brothers at the time. I was like, can I do this?
Yeah. You had black hair.
Well, not black. It was brown.
Yeah.
That's my natural color. Yeah, I started bleaching my hair when I was a teenager, and then sometime in my 20s, early 20s maybe, I went back to my natural hair color. And then I started getting gray. Mm-hmm. So I started streaking my hair, and every time you streak it, you're streaking more and more. And so finally I just went blonde again, and I've been blonde ever since. But yes, for a few things, I had dark hair.
Mm-hmm. Maybe it's just the old VHS tape that makes it look black.
Oh, I see. Everything looks darker. Uh-huh.
Yeah, it looks darker than it did in Carrie.
Uh-huh. Now, in Carrie, I had a perm, so that does lighten your hair a bit as well. Mm-hmm. So it actually made my hair look reddish.
Yeah.
It lightened it somewhat, yeah.
Yeah, I always thought it looked red in that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But yeah, oh my God, it was just so funny though. And you know what I noticed too? In almost 40 years, your voice has never changed.
Oh.
Some people, their voices get a little bit raspier, a little bit lower, higher, whatever. Yours is exactly the same.
So I don't sound like an old lady, huh?
No, it doesn't sound old at all.
Oh, God, that's good.
I was listening to an interview with what's her name? Nina Blackwood, who used to be on MTV. Oh my God.
Oh, yeah, I remember her. I loved her hair.
Yeah. She had, oh my God, she had that really outgoing voice and stuff, and she was from New Jersey. But oh my God, now her voice is just so raspy because she did a lot of smoking in her life. Like, you literally cannot recognize it anymore. I was like, oh God, that's sad, you know?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
People like that, though, like that quality in their voice.
Yeah, I mean, her voice is like borderline Tom Waits now.
Oh, no. Oh, my God, Tom Waits. I mean, did you see the Coen Brothers movie, Ballad of, was it?
Buster Scruggs?
Buster Scruggs, yeah.
Yeah, I interviewed an actress from it, so yes.
Oh, my God. I loved that movie. I thought it was great. And Tom Waits, I didn't realize till the end of the movie that was him.
Mm-hmm.
Where was Tom Waits? Oh, my God, the gold prospector. Oh, my God, he was fantastic.
Yeah, he was. He's a talented guy. I mean, he was in The Outsiders.
I don't really remember.
Yeah, that gang movie.
Yeah, only once. Yeah.
Yeah, from the '60s. I love that movie. That's a good movie. That's what's his name? Francis Coppola.
Right.
Yeah, probably one of his last great movies, but not the one that gets the recognition like the Godfather movies do with Apocalypse Now. Apocalypse Now, that's John Milius. He co-wrote that with George Lucas.
Right.
Which is funny because they both have two different, political views, and how they managed to make how they managed to write a good movie like that. It's amazing.
Well, Lucas and Milius and Spielberg, they all went to USC Film School together.
Mm-hmm.
And their careers have all intertwined, over the years, and they've helped each other out and worked on each other's stuff, and and back and forth. And in 1941, the only Spielberg movie that ever bombed, I worked on that quite a bit, the USO sequence, and I guess. And the writers of that was they called them the Bobs, Bob Zemeckis and Bob Gale.
Right.
And whatever happened to Bob Gale?
He's still producing every now and then.
But Bob Zemeckis, I mean, he just went on into the stratosphere, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the last thing he did the walk about the guy who walked on the wire between the Twin Towers.
Yeah.
There was a fabulous documentary done about it. And they did some reenactments, which was nearly seamless with the documentary footage. It was so well done, and it was fantastic. But the walk with totally theatrical, with cast actors as Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Philippe Petit, and he was wonderful. And it was a lot of CGI. You were up there on the wire with them, and I saw it in IMAX, 3D IMAX. At the Chinese theater. It's the only time I went back since they made it in IMAX. But they did a good job with it. The theater still looks pristine, but they just dug down from the bottom to make the big screen, to have room for the big screen. And so they did an excellent job. But that's the only movie I saw in there, and that was Zemeckis. And I thought, nobody saw it.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody saw it. It's called The Walk. And it was just fantastic. Just all the planning that he said. As soon as he read about those buildings being built, he knew he had to do it.
Yeah. There's a lot of movies that are not being seen, which is sad.
It's true, and there was so much out this past year, and things that you think, well, now why did this movie get snubbed? And it's not necessarily that they snubbed it. It's just there's just so much out there. Like, I thought Buster Scruggs would get nominated for something.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, I don't know.
Like an like at least an Independent Spirit Award or something.
Uh-huh.
You know, that it should get nominated. But yeah, oh my God, it's funny. A couple of years ago, Rob Reiner made that movie about LBJ, and no one saw it. You know, and
With Bryan Cranston?
was Bryan Cranston in that? No, it was Woody Harrelson.
Oh, Woody Harrelson. Oh, okay.
And it was a biopic. It should have been at least halfway successful, but like no one saw it, and I was surprised.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, Bryan Cranston, he did that biopic about Dalton Trumbo, and no one saw it. It's just weird.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
And I knew the daughter, Misty. She was friends with my uncle, who was a singer, and she worked for the musical producer Randy Sparks, and her dad, Dalton Trumbo. I never met him, but my aunt did, and I remember my mom telling me about Mitzi's dad, and I said he was blacklisted. I said, well, what does that mean? And she told me, so they thought he was a communist. I'm like, man, he can't work. It's like, really? Didn't he win 2 Academy Awards? And someone else went up and claimed them for him, Spartacus and Roman Holiday?
Right. Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh. He just seemed like such an elegant man. And Bryan Cranston was fantastic. And Mitzi was quoted as saying that watching the movie, she forgot that it was an actor. She got, it's like she felt like she was watching her dad. And then he did an LBJ thing. What was it? Was it called All the Way?
I don't.
He portrayed LBJ, Bryan Cranston.
Oh, maybe it was a TV biopic or something.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. He was fantastic. That guy, I'm just in awe of him.
Yeah. Oh my God, he's just a damn good actor. Remember when he was on Seinfeld?
I'm just gonna say that. I know. Because I'm watching the reruns now. Everyone's oh my God, Bryan Cranston.
The episode that just has me rolling, and it actually won an Emmy, is the one where he converts to Judaism so he can tell anti-Semitic jokes. That was a classic episode. Nurse, can you hand me the shtick LaFluorite?
When the Aussie girls were here, I took them. They said that Seinfeld's really popular in Australia, and they show it there. I took them by the apartment building that they used, the exterior shot of his building. It's in Koreatown. She goes, oh, I thought it was in New York. I said, well, they built a lot of buildings out here that look similar to the ones in New York. Yeah. And so they were all excited. Took a bunch of pictures.
Yeah, they have.
I actually do some background work in a couple of the Seinfelds, and one of my closest friends was Jerry Stand-in, and so I see him all the time. He's always playing a reporter or a bartender. They give him little parts, and then I'm in the one called The Maid, and I'm pretty prominent in the coffee shop scene, and then the one where it's a two-parter where Kramer comes out to Hollywood.
Oh, yeah.
The smog strangler.
Yeah.
And I'm walking down the street when someone's trying to make a phone call at a phone booth. I walk right by. I walk right past them. So, yeah, I worked on it a few times, but at the same time my friend was working on Seinfeld, I was working on the same lot, standing in for Roseanne. So we would each get each other work on each other's shows when we had our hiatus week. So, I was, at the same time, I was always working on Roseanne. He was always working on Seinfeld. But, you would be 3 weeks on, 1 week off. And our schedule wasn't always in sync. So, on his week off, I'd request him to work background on Roseanne. And on my hiatus week, he would request me to work background on Seinfeld.
Yeah, you know Peggy O'Rourke?
Yes.
Yeah, she was stand-in on Seinfeld.
Yeah, she was George's, what's his name?
Jason Alexander.
Yeah, she was Jason Alexander's stand-in, believe it or not.
I
Oh, wait,
believe.
no. She was, no. I'm sorry. I got that wrong. She was Elaine. She was Julia's stand-in.
Oh.
But George, Jason, what's his name? Jason Alexander. He did have a female stand-in too. Actually, he had a black female stand-in. Like, how does this work? Like, they just made it work. It's like sometimes the DPs, they don't care. Just as long as there's somebody doing it.
Yeah.
And others are real sticklers. They want the exact same height, the exact same coloring, and sometimes if you're not the exact same coloring, they'll make you wear a wig. Like when I stood in for Dolly, I had to wear a platinum wig. And some of them are like, okay, so anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, Peggy. So, did you met Peggy? Did you talk to her?
Yeah, I found out that I was trying to find whoever was playing the strawberry ice cream cone on that King of Queens episode because I love that one, and I found out it was her, and then I reached out to her, finding out that you know her and several other people I know her, and we had a fun conversation. We were talking like two old friends. I mean, it was really good, and she's been very supportive of me ever since. She's joined my comedy group on Facebook. She's liked a lot of my stuff. We've talked since. I mean, she's a really good person.
Yeah, she is, and she was very close with my friend Dennis. We called him Deck, and he changed his name to Deck, but he passed away, and she was very close with him too, and she took it really hard. She couldn't even come to his memorial service.
Oh.
Yeah, she was too broken up. Yeah, he was just the sweetest guy, and everyone adored him. He was just a doll. And so at the one time we were talking, I was like, can you believe it? We're both standing for stars on the top 10 TV show. Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah, she's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got the entire series of Seinfeld on DVD. I gotta go check out those episodes, The Maid and the other one. Yeah.
Yeah, I forget whether I'm in part 1 or part 2. It must be part 2. And there's probably a couple more, but I can't really remember.
Mm-hmm.
And one time I was watching it, and they go to an Italian restaurant, and it's called Bolo. I had to pause the screen and take a picture of the canopy, over the restaurant, and the name Bolo.
Yeah. Oh, there's an episode where Jerry's playing the Improv in New York, and they did an exterior shot of the actual Improv in New York when it was still there back then, and I'm sure that the set that they used for the Improv didn't look anything like that.
Oh yeah. Well, they would do probably B-roll, in New York and get some establishing shots and stuff like that. But a lot of it, so much of it was done here, and they had on the back lot they had a New York street, and they would use some of the buildings on the lot. Like there was this one, it was a writer's building, and I worked on Newhart right across the way from this building that they used so many times. It was an old folks' home. It was it was a restaurant. It was a dental office. I mean, it's like, there's the writer's building, and then there was the administration building that my boyfriend at the time worked in, and they used it for for the front of the movie theater, and each kind of office building. I mean, they used it so many times. Of course, I know those buildings so well, so I would immediately recognize them, each time. And then the little place, every time they're in a park, there was just this little spot. I mean, it was really so small, and that was Central Park. It was like a bus bench and a light post and some bushes. And every time they were at the park, it was right there. And that used to be, I think they filled in Gilligan's Island Lagoon and built this little kind of Central Park type place that they could use to do this. And people saw how small it was. It's really hilarious.
Yeah, they did an episode where Kramer is swimming in the East River. It was probably the Santa Monica Pier.
Oh have to. And when they did the one where Kramer comes out here, of course they had to, do some driving shots. And so we went off the lot, and we were close by though, doing driving shots, and then a lot of stuff. I think it was just photographs, and they mock it up like certain restaurant, fronts and stuff like that. I don't know if they're really real places. I think they're just kind of computer generated, a composite of something that they kind of put together,
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes I don't really recognize the buildings that they're using, and sometimes I know what buildings they are, either on the lot or around town, or but sometimes it's just like, where's that?
Yeah. Oh my God. It's funny. That was like, the last era of like those sitcoms being half shot on soundstage and half shot on location. I mean, there's like none of that now. Now it's either on location, and there's very few now that's like in front of a live audience.
Yeah, it seems like the era of the sitcom. I mean, that was the highlight. I mean, there are no Newharts, Seinfelds, Roseannes. I mean, some of these shows have been on for a long time. I know a friend of mine worked on How I Met Your Mother, which I never watched. I know that was on a long time.
Yeah.
I know my friend's kid is on Big Bang Theory. Simon Helberg, his was in the Groundlings with his dad, Sandy.
Yeah.
And his mother cast me and Carrie. She was a casting director. And let's see, what else is there? Oh, the Two Broke Girls. I mean, I can't watch them. I guess I'm not the target audience, but I just don't think they're that good anymore.
Yeah.
And I really don't. I don't think the writing's there. I don't think the stories. I don't know. They just seem so two-dimensional or something.
I stopped watching The Big Bang after 2015. I watched it a lot in the hospital, I'll tell you. All the older episodes. Yeah. And I also watched Two Broke Girls. I started watching it then and stuff. And I just the only things I liked about Two Broke Girls and stuff were I like Kat Dennings. I think she's hot, and so I watched it for her. And Garrett Morris was on the show. Yeah, he's still really funny, and I like that part of the show.
So there's been a few other sitcoms, but there aren't as many like there used to be. There used to be so many. Of course, the reality shows have just taken over, and all the talent shows. You don't have to pay writers or actors, and so they're really saving a lot of money. But it just seems like, that heyday of the sitcom, is gone, and I don't know, nothing really matches up to it, It's close, I don't think.
Yeah, I just worry about that in the future, like what TV is going to be, or streaming is going to be.
I know. I was thinking about, different things, like, why don't they try this or that, for TV? Because I don't know. I don't watch a whole lot of over-the-air, programming anymore. And I think just it's also stale, or, with all these people screaming at each other and daytime shows and, I don't know, all these talk shows. I don't know who these people are. But did you ever see any of the Ernie Kovac show?
I've seen bits and pieces of it.
I was just walking down Hollywood Boulevard on that walking tour, and I saw Ernie Kovac. It's like nobody knows who he is, and he was so innovative. And early on, he was really experimenting with the medium in a way that no one has done since. You know what I mean? The crazy stuff he would do, and it was just so wild and out there. And he had different characters, of course, and he would do certain set pieces and stuff like that. And then he would just play around with it visually,
Mm-hmm.
And why doesn't somebody rerun those shows? It's like, I don't, I'm sure Edie Adams, I don't know, is she still with us?
No.
No. Yeah, who owns the rights to these? I mean, it would be so much fun right now. And you know what? I think the young kids would really love it. He was really kooky.
Yeah, he was. And I get asked all the time if I'm related to him, because of my similar name, but there's no
Oh
S
my
at the
God,
end.
right.
And people misspell my name constantly. I mean,
But you're singular. He's plural, right?
yeah.
Kovac and Kovac. It's Hungarian, right?
Mine is Croatian.
Oh, did we have this conversation before? I'm Serbian.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So, yeah, I think Ernie Kovacs was Hungarian, though.
Hmm.
But, yeah, that's right. Yeah, people ask you all the time if you're related. Well,
Oh,
see, then some people do remember him. That's so
yeah.
good. I mean, I remember being a child and watching his show. I remember my parents really loved it.
Yeah.
And then the Nairobi Trio and, oh my God, all those people he had on.
Yeah, in the mid-'80s, there was a biopic on TV about him with Jeff Goldblum playing him.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if I remember that. I'll have to look for that.
Yeah, I don't think it got a big rating.
Uh-huh.
It was probably it was one of those things that just came and went.
Mhm.
And yeah, he had a mustache and everything, which was quite funny.
Wow. Yeah.
They should make a new biopic about him because they just did one about Laurel and Hardy.
Yeah, I didn't see it. People said it was really good.
Yeah, because I like what's his name, John C. Riley. I think he's a good actor.
Yeah, and I saw clips and photos of him, and yeah, he looked really good. And he's a wonderful actor.
Yeah, so many people don't even know who Laurel and Hardy is anymore.
I know. One of my friends from the Groundlings, Kip King, he's Chris Kattan's father. I don't know if you know Chris Kattan.
Yeah, from Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And so when his dad Kip was a teenager, I don't know how he met him, but he befriended Stan Laurel. And if he liked a girl, he would take her on a date at Laurel's house to impress her. I don't know if Stan realized he was date for Kip.
Oh my God,
But I'm sure he appreciated the company anyway.
yeah. I told you when we had lunch about that actor that I saw who was talking about the Screen Actors Guild and encouraging people not to go into acting, right?
Oh yeah.
He, for 15 years, he played Stan Laurel on the Universal Studios tour.
Oh wow. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I want to know who the guy is who plays Norman Bates on the Universal Studios tour. Did you ever go on the tour?
I did around 1990 when I was 6.5, but all that shit was alien to me. I didn't know what it was.
Oh right. Well, they pass by the set of the motel, and then on the hill you see the old house, and then as the tram goes around the corner of the motel, you see this guy come out with a body, carrying a body, and opens up the car trunk and puts the body in the trunk. It's like he has to do that probably 20 times a day when the tram goes by.
Yeah, no, from what I remember of the Universal tour in 1990, we saw clips of Miami Vice behind the scenes, and they even though this was a Disney attraction, they showed Michael Jackson as Captain Neo.
Oh wow. Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's all I remember from that tour. That was God, that was just before. Or it was or maybe right after that big Universal Studios tour, really took off and stuff. They had that giant King Kong and everything.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's a lot different now. Did they have E.T. then?
I think so.
E.T. ride. I love the E.T. ride and Jurassic Park. Those are two of my favorites. And I think Jurassic Park is still there, but they demolished E.T. I forgot what it took for something else. I can't remember. But I haven't been there in a while. but I haven't seen the Hogwarts little town yet, and the ride, and I hear it's supposed to be fantastic. But yeah, I just haven't been in a few years. When I worked at the Visitor Center in Hollywood, and we used to sell tickets to Universal, so every year at Christmas time they'd give us free tickets.
Nice.
So I went a lot, way back in the day, so it's kind of hard for me to pony up the money. Hey, the Simpsons ride is really cute, though.
Oh yeah, I went on that 3 years ago when me and my friend went out there for the first time in years, and we were at Simpsons Land at Universal Theme Park. Oh God, that was so much fun. Because I'm the biggest Simpsons fan there is, especially from the first.
Oh really?
Yeah, especially from the first 10 years, and then after that, I kind of think the show should have ended after that.
Yeah, I feel that way about a lot of shows. It's true. It's like it reaches a peak, and then you still do it because people still love it. But yeah, it's kind of wears out its welcome a little bit. But it's amazing what happened with Matt Groening, and I met him years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Before he even was doing, I guess it was The Simpsons on the Tracy Ullman show.
Right.
Yeah, even before that. I met him when he was just doing his little cartoon strip for the LA Weekly.
Life in Hell, yeah.
Funny. Yeah, which was so funny. And I always thought that, I loved his humor. I always thought he was so funny. So a friend of mine was photographing his friend, another cartoonist, Linda Berry.
Mm-hmm.
So he was visiting, and so my friends and I went to visit him during the photo shoot, and I was so excited to meet Matt Groening. And I took a Polaroid with him, and he drew a little Binky the bunny on the back of it and signed it. He's really nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he seems like it. That guy, oh my God, he's probably become more rich than he's ever thought that he ever dreamed of.
Are you kidding me? I know, gazillionaire, and Nancy Cartwright,
mm-hmm.
the voice of Bart.
Yeah.
I was her stand-in on a TV movie. I can't even remember the name of it now. I think Elliot Gould was in it, and she was a little girl.
Yeah.
And I was her stand-in, and then years later, she grows up a little bit, and talk about a great gig. Seriously, she's just, her agent just knew that she used to do this funny voice, and he just sent her out on the call, even though she was a girl.
Mm-hmm.
And then she got it.
Well, she was originally going out for Lisa, and then she did Bart just out of nowhere, in that audition, and they were like, "Yeah, that's him," Yeah, and Yardley Smith, who does Lisa, she's got a very interesting podcast where she talks about supernatural stuff and conspiracies about the dead or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, where she's like talking with some real life detectives about the paranormal and stuff.
Oh wow! Well, I had no idea. I just saw her in something recently, and I can't even remember what it was now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah. Oh my God, she curses like a sailor with that voice.
Really?
Yeah, it's so damn funny. Yeah, but wow. So tomorrow, you'll be going to the memorial. You said.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting. God. All those years ago.
Probably
He was so beautiful. Oh my God. He was just gorgeous. He could not take a bad picture. And to see someone, so beautiful, and then just become this broken down, decrepit, scary looking guy. He was scary looking.
Yeah.
There at the end. And I read some stories about him. He wasn't very nice. He was abusive, and who knows how he was tormented. But Jesus, the guy it's practically like he had everything handed to him practically.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, talking with young people, they don't know who he was, and TV shows and movies. I much bigger star than he was. Of course, star of a TV show, you know, that ain't so bad, but, you know, that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he could have had a better, longer-lasting career.
Yeah. I mean... He should have,
yeah.
He had one big box office hit, White Line Fever.
Oh, right.
And he was second fiddle to Burt Reynolds and Hooper. That was a huge hit, too. And, yeah, and then he did Airwolf, and then, you know, then he started doing a lot of B-movie stuff, and then that's when he had his accident.
Oh, God.
You know, I remember, oh my God, he would, like, do guest starring roles on, like, Westerns in the late 60s. He'd be on, like, Bonanza or Gunsmoke.
Oh, my God,
He would play, like, you know, the pretty boy cowboy, you know.
Young kid, yeah.
Yeah.
The young greenhorn,
Yeah. And he'd be on with other people who went on to become big names and stuff. Yeah, it was amazing.
Well, speaking of Gunsmoke, one morning I was at my sister's, and this is years and years ago, and I was sleeping on the couch, and the kids had turned on the TV, and I wake up, you know, because the TV woke me up, and I look, and Gunsmoke's on, and there's my friend Kip King as a young guy, you know, on Gunsmoke. And, Chris Kattan's dad. And then also, one of his most famous little bit roles that he did, Kip King, was he was the delivery boy in Breakfast at Tiffany's. When the big party scene when she calls for reinforcements.
Yeah.
He comes in with a big box, you know, delivering more booze.
I never understood why Mickey Rooney had to play a Japanese guy in that movie.
Yeah, that's interesting. And of course, you know, it's considered extremely racist today. He was doing his character. But yeah, I never read the book. You know, I'm sure it's very good because it's Truman Capote, for God's sake. But I never did read the book. But I think the book was probably a little more explicit as to what she actually did for a living. And then so I'm just wondering if the neighbor was really a Japanese man, or if Mickey Rooney just felt like doing a crazy character. I really don't know. But yeah, people would watch it today and cringe, you know.
Oh yeah, like John Wayne and the Conqueror, or those early Charlie Chan movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, they even did one in the early '80s that was just as bad. Yeah, I never understood any of that. That's just wrong. Well, Terry, I'm glad we got to do this again.
I know, me too. You know so much, and it's just, you know, you get all the references, and you always, you know, add to it, and, you know, it's like, you have an encyclopedic knowledge of showbiz. It's just fascinating.
I even surprised myself, I tell you.
It's just, yeah, so it's really fun to just, you know, run the gamut and all over the place, you know, from the 30s to today, you know, it's just like, you know, you know who everybody is and know the stories, and it's just so cool. It's really fun talking to you.
My mom told me that you were very impressed by that.
Yeah.
Yes, and there's no lady that's sweeter than you, Terry.
Thanks.
Yes, I seriously mean that. And I will talk to you again soon.
Okay, sweetie, you take care.
You too, and
Say hi to Donna.
I sure will. And try not to be too sad tomorrow. Maybe you'll run into some showbiz folks you haven't seen in a long time.
Yeah, it'll be nice to see everybody. Yeah, thanks.
Okay. You have a great day.
Thanks. Bye-bye. Talk to you later.
Okay. Bye-bye. Bye. Well, there you have it. Terry Bolo. Ain't she a sweetheart? Yes, she absolutely is. One of the sweetest ladies there is, if not the sweetest. If you like this video, everyone, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Add me as a friend on Facebook. Join my Tommy Kovac comedian page on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram and all that fun stuff. Well, that's all the time we have this week on Splat from the Past. Until next time, this is Tommy Throwback Kovac saying, there's no shame in living in the past, because the present sucks. Later, dudes.